Bomb was just planted at B, and what we've got here is a 5v2 situation. We've got Wolf pushing to A, not knowing that it's B, both of the CTs. However, this is going to be a good counter push. A little flank going on here. We'll see if they could do stuff. You know, we've got two holding down site, one holding down an angle. One of them is going to be in CT right now. That's not going to be good. Kimbo flanking them hard right now. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. Bomb's going to go off, and whoa. 6-4, this is getting very close.
Yeah, it seems to be that this is the case. They actually did get that nice little ego boost, and it managed to push the team to be better at the game. Seems to me like they are actually winning, and now CT are going to have to start compromising with their buys to save up for the further rounds to win the game.
Just find that crazy. They must have a very nice team captain over there helping the ego boost, helping the nationalism for the terrorist side, because something like that can go a long way, as you've seen in the past few rounds, you know?
Well, you know, this season, you know, the T's have had a very good coach lately, you know. They've been pushing out, they've been getting the grind, and they're really bringing it back. Take it back, take it way back. They don't want to lose this game. It's very important in their seasonable plays here, and they're really trying to make something happen, you know. And I feel like it's actually paying off. All their practice, all their training, all their losses, you know, it's actually paying off. And they're coming back and they are hitting hard indeed. And I don't know how the TCs are going to be able to handle it. The TCs. Here we see they're pushing up on B side. It's a lot of people, there's a lot of players, and they're pushing up. No one is actually on B side. One tries to push banana, another one is going for apartments. But it seems to me like they are going to do a nice cheeky little plant on B. There's one person left, 5 on the other team. What do you think, Drew? What's going to happen here?
I have no clue. See, Stroach is going to push. I don't know if he knows what's going on. He may get off-shotted. However, this is looking pretty cheeky. He picks up an AK, but I don't think he knows that the guy's holding an angle on him. He does get, he gets legged. He's got 16 health, but he still sadly goes down to Callan, who's been playing very fiercely with his op in these previous rounds.
Yeah, personally, Joe, I do agree. You know, he didn't have much of a situation that he could have played. He could have tried to grab the AK and, you know, save it for the later on rounds. But I don't think that was a possibility. I think he had to go in, and I would have done the exact same thing myself in that position. You know, it comes down to the end of the day that you got to really think about how many people are on site, if you can do it, and, you know, if you can't, just try it, you know, because sometimes you can surprise yourself in games like this. In the moment, you can surprise yourself. So I understand why he did that. It's very unfortunate. He didn't manage to get that juicy little clutch, but, you know, it was a good effort on his behalf.
I feel you, Wolf. Now, this is going to be an interesting round because the terrorists seem to be pushing B on banana. However, the CTs have none on A. This is going to be very interesting. The terrorist reaction to seeing all of the CTs onto site. Are they going to spray them down? Or are the CTs going to put up a nice fight? We got to see what's going on here. CTs should change their the way they play based on how the terrorists have been pushing.
Vape Nation!
Try and hold some angles, see what they can do, but it's going to look pretty interesting over here.
Yes, Drew, I honestly agree with you. You know, they're actually doing a nice little cheeky flank right now, which is very interesting indeed. They're flanking back round. You know, they're cutting people off. The smoke was placed very poorly there. There was an open angle very much indeed, and they have gone indeed implanted on A because it was wide open. This is not a very good tactic. They're holding down the site. They've got a nice flank going on there, and they're really, you know, they're really pushing the pressure on the team to get the defuse, and that's leaving them open and vulnerable and not really expecting what's going to happen here. What do you think is going to happen?
Psych!
Oh, and Drew does go down indeed. He was holding strong there, but there was just too many sheer numbers, and the T's actually win that round, making it tie with 6-6. But the T's do have a lot of eco right now, which is not very good at all. It means CTs are going to be struggling here to pull anything together. What do you think, Drew, in your personal experience? I know you've seen a lot of these matches. I know you've seen something very similar to this many, many times. I want to know your honest opinion. What do you think their plays are here as the CTs are struggling to try and get this win? What do you think is going to happen here?
See, that's the problem here, is that the CTs, they don't seem to have some sort of ego boost, some sort of motivation to win this. They had an amazing lead going on at the beginning of the game, but they seem to be blowing it a little. I do not personally want them to lose this. They have a very promising team, but what seems to be going on is that the T's are pushing banana once more, with some pushing to A. So This time
Seems to me
CTs
we have some technical difficulties with Drew here. His mic seems to be cutting out there in the game, which isn't actually going to give any advice of what's happening here. So, Drew, you got your mic sorted there, buddy?
I died.
Are you fucking kidding me?
We all good now.
Oh, brilliant! And he's back. What were you saying there, Drew? I heard you saying something.
It looks like that the T's are going to win another round. This is not looking good for the CTs. I'm just saying they're going to need some form of a coach, some sort of a motivation boost in order to win this round. And if not, the game. We have once more one CT. This is your boy LJ. He's pushing up CT. He's a very promising player.
LJ, I have to say, LJ's impressed us this whole round, but the sheer amount of numbers could not, compete with his skill, Maybe, if he was, had some backup, had some support, really knew where the people and players were, he may have been able to make something happen there, but unfortunately he didn't. He was going in kind of blind realistically, and, he just couldn't pull it off, but he's been playing very high this round, this game entirely. His performance has really been very strong, and it's very nice to see that he has actually come back from the season where he was having quite a bad time.
Exactly, and the CTs are gonna have to bring it back now.
Take it way back.
They're losing by 1 round, and we have very promising players here. We've got LJ, the boy himself.
Let's see what else he's got up his sleeve. I think he might be able to surprise us all once
It's
again.
getting close now. Oh, we've got bombed down. Well, let's see what we can do here with this. Looks like we've got a little lead from the counter-terrorists.
An a-hole. Can we have a little interview here on you? What's your personal opinion? What's your personal experience of going on right now? What's in your guys' team head game here? I see you're having some technical difficulties. I understand entirely. What about you, my boy?
I don't understand why I'm still getting hate. I have debunked.
Okay, that's very nice. Please shut the fuck up. No one really indeedly cares at all. Here we see the T's are in fact struggling. One is left on the T side. It seems to me like this is a very easy win this round for the CTs. We've got your boy Drew. He's holding it down very nicely indeed. He's got backup from the boy LJ, who's been playing on form this whole game. But they're placing the bomb right now. It's actually getting placed on B. But oh my god, out of nowhere, Grower 420 is always on that quick sniping aim. Very nice indeed to see.
Wolf, I have to admit, that was a magical round, and we're going to be at a tie here. This is the last round. We got to see who can bring it here. This round is really going to prove who is wanting it and who is not,
Exactly. I 100% agree with you there, Drew. I mean, we see this a lot in the competitive industry here. It's very common that teams, they'll get cocky and they'll get confident, and they'll let it slip and let their guard down very slightly, and it can be very devastating for them, and then they're just struggling to try and pull it back. But it's become very close here. It's really down to this last round entirely, and I feel like I'm not sure who's going to win this one. It's a very intense round. It's a very intense game indeed, and I'm enjoying it very much so, I have to say. I mean, it seems to me like right now the CTs have a nice little advantage here on the lead. They're really taking a reign, they're taking a hold, and they're really holding it down. You got Drew on the orb. Like I said, he is the wonder child when it comes to that weapon. He's been practicing and training his little behind off. Oh, he misses the shot there. The flick was almost on him. He's waiting. He's holding down that sight once more, seeing if he can get that cheeky peek once again. And he can. He gets a beautiful headshot. This is what we love to see from Drew. He's been really supporting this whole entire season. These are the shots that make it count. And, we've seen him do a lot of them this season. It's really impressive, to be honest. I'm very actually shocked the way he's performing lately. He's been having a dry spell these last season or so, but this season he's really picked it up indeed. He's really bringing it out and really doing some work here. It's very impressive indeed, I have to say. Let's see what he's going to do. Oh my god, and that is it. That is the match. CT wins. What a close match indeed. I haven't seen a match like this in centuries, and Drew actually becomes at the top of the leaderboard with 21 kills. Very impressive indeed. I wonder what map we are going to do next. Just give me a little insight, Drew. What did you think of that round?
I knew that the CTs, that they were feeling the fire burning. They had to accept it inside of them, and they really did. You saw people like LJ, you saw people like One Shot Kill, you saw Struja, you saw Second Party. It was just going crazy. Gonna be a mirage.
This is gonna be a great fucking video today.
Oh, yes.